caught a dear man. I'll take you far away under the sycamore trees in the dark trees that blow back.
Welcome to Twin Peaks Unwrapped. I'm your host, Ben Durant, and beside me is...
J.C. Hotchkiss, 25 years later, Bookhouse Babes. Hello.
Wow, and Brian Kazaska, and it's so awesome to have JC here.
Yeah.
It's been about over a year.
It's been a year. Because
Anniversary.
It's a year anniversary since I've been on the show, but I was on it in October. Remember for the Halloween? Remember
Right.
I was
That was last year,
Nadine
though.
and he was
Yes.
Dr. Amp. I know, but I'm
this
just
was
saying.
from our first live show.
For our
with
first
you-
live show, yeah.
with you.
So we
Yeah.
got something for your anniversary.
You did not. Did you really?
Yes,
Here you
yes.
go. There you go. You can open it on the...
You got to open this in front of everybody.
We'll have a story behind
We'll
this,
tell
too.
everybody.
Careful, it might break.
So JC has a container. She's opening it. We gave her a present,
No, you didn't.
and she.
Yay, look. Okay, for those of you that can't see, I better not drop it. It is a bottle of, I'll go this way, Kyle's Wine, Baby Bear Syrah. Yum.
Yes. So
You
there's
didn't have to do that.
There is
well,
actually a story
there's a story
behind
behind it.
Okay, what's the story?
So last year.
Yeah.
We were gonna do our Halloween show with you.
No, before that.
Oh my God, it was
It's
before that.
well before that.
Wow, so was it for your birthday?
Yes, it was for your birthday.
So we ordered this. I ordered this online for your birthday.
Okay.
And we were supposed to have it in time. Well, because of all the heat waves, they will not ship the wine in heat waves.
Oh.
I got an email.
Good on you, Kyle.
Yeah.
I got an email saying because of the heat, we will not ship your wine.
We got the wine.
Yeah.
A week after or a few days after the Halloween episode. So it was. I think it must have been November. We actually ended up getting the wine and stuff. It's like, the next time we have her on, we'll have to give it to you and stuff. But
Well, thank you.
and
See,
it's a
happy
year-
anniversary, and I get an anniversary
Yes.
slash birthday slash. Get some if you can get your hands on it.
And the
They
story-
ship to Massachusetts and New York, but not where we are.
Yes.
And the story behind that was originally supposed to be a birthday present, and it was delayed. And this is the first opportunity we've been able to give it to you.
And I thought we would have it for our October show.
Yeah,
and
our
it was
Halloween
still a week.
Yeah.
Ben got it a
was
week later.
Yeah, it was like within days. It's like, wow.
Yeah, we could have gave it to you then. So.
Hey yo! Hi,
Hello.
Allie's my buddy.
So
Allie's also an editor at 25 Years Later for TV, and she's an awesome editor, and I'm glad she's mine because she always catches my screw-ups.
Hey,
So,
those are the
JC,
best.
talking about 25 years later.
Yes, 25 years later, what is there not to talk about? There's so much we're
The site
involved
is
with.
beautiful.
Yes.
I love the
Do you
site.
love the new
It looks-
site?
Yes,
Yes.
It's
I love
so
the new
professional.
site.
Like, you guys look
Well,
like...
we're a professional operation.
you
Come
know,
on
I'm
now.
always searching for Twin Peaks on Google searches.
And we come up, don't
and
we?
You guys come up all the time. And it's like, wow, these
The other
guys-
day I Googled something and I came up. I'm like, that's awesome.
Did you Googled yourself?
But Allie broke the internet, I have to say. She made the Breaking Bad quiz was Allie's quiz. And
Yes.
did you see it? And it was like the largest number of views we had in a day.
Those
Wow.
quizzes
Like,
are
yeah,
great.
yeah.
That Twin Peaks
Yep.
quiz was a tough one.
They had two of
Weren't
them.
they? We had two of them. Well,
That's hard.
one of them was from Twin Peaks Between Two Worlds.
Right.
They were a guest, like they gave us questions, and the first one was us coming up with questions, which was
They were hard.
Yeah,
That
they
was-
were hard.
That was a hard
Yeah, I got
one.
19 out of 25, and you know I know Twin Peaks, so yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, I didn't.
We
do the
tried to
second
get
one.
Kyle and some of the people to take it, but I don't know if they saw it. We were trying to like, come on, guys, we want to see what you get.
Aw, That would have been really cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
But yeah, the site is freaking awesome,
Thank you.
and that everything, the launch and everything, and like it's so exciting for you guys.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is. I have to send out big props to Matt Armitage and Laura and Paul B and Andrew and just the whole crew, but they were really monumental on getting the new site up and running. So
Yeah,
thank you.
very cool.
And our social media crew, Martin and Anthony and Ricky and yeah, No, we're
Name
just,
dropping already, says Jeff.
of course I am, Bailey. That's my buddy.
I mean, you were already doing this, but I love that you guys are really on top of what's happening. Like, as soon
Well-
as the news, it seems like you guys...
We're trying. It's
Yeah.
it's hard because when I'm at work or I'm at lunch, I'm searching the sites, Deadline and Variety and Hollywood Reporter and and stuff like that. But so we're trying to get ahead of the game. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. But I try to pick out interesting news stories to bring back to the crew so
Yeah.
they can do a quick turnaround. But sometimes we like to take a news story that may be out and people are talking about and then do a little bit of a deeper dive, find out more. Or while they were announcing all the new Dune cast members,
Oh, yeah.
I was doing quick turnarounds for that.
That's very
Because, it was interesting. Plus, it was a Lynchian thing. I mean, Lynch started it, and now, Denis Villeneuve, I can never say his word, Villeneuve. Interested, though. I think he can do something with it, which is kind of nice.
Hi, Aaron. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Aaron.
Aaron. Hello.
Hello. You got to go, hello.
You know what's funny? I when I say hello, I think of Seinfeld with the belly button talking. Hello, la la la. I always think of that. That's what I go to.
I love it. Howdy, peeps.
And Rob.
So yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff. So right now we're doing TV, film, horror as a division that we're doing in film. Sci-fi is a division we're doing in film, started by Will. We're going to get into some gaming.
Yes,
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
excited.
Yep. Laura
PlayStation
Stewart
4,
is
maybe?
yep.
Yeah.
Laura Stewart is heading that one up. So
Nice.
good on you, Laura. And then
Is she consoles? Is she PC?
she's we're a lot of Allie can talk to this too. I wish. Allie's I think PC, but no, she's got some console stuff, and some of our other crews console stuff. But I think it's a mixture of both. We're going to try to be all encompassing when it comes to gaming because gaming's all over.
Yeah.
And it's wide. Our horror team, is edited by Valerie T and Steve Wandling, and they're doing a great job. I mean, they're constantly new stuff. We have a relationship with Shudder,
Yes.
so that's good. So we're going back into Shudder Classics. We're doing Shudder Saturdays. What else with horror? JBB. We're doing a lot of stuff with that. Ellie.
I'm console.
Oh, I'm console. Thank you, Ellie.
Mark O'Brien. Hi, guys.
Hi, Mark
NJC.
O'Brien.
Hey, Mark.
Like a rube. Oh, it's no.
Like a Rube. She calling you Rube?
I am, because the last time I played any kind of games was on a PC.
I'm excited this Friday because Days Gone comes out for PS4.
That's we're talking about that
I'm
too.
very
yeah.
excited for that game.
Yeah, Laura's excited too.
I'm going to play it in the morning or wait until, because me and Ben, we have Twin Peaks related things to do. So I might have to wait.
We got stuff to do.
I might have to do it Friday night, but I'm very excited for that game.
But yeah, and so some of the other things, Twin Peaks announcements. Rob King is our new editor for our Twin Peaks content, so that's really exciting because he's wonderful and brilliant, and love you, Rob. And then John Bernardi is our assistant editor for that, or associate editor, so that'll be good. So we're going to try to, we're still going to be the place to go for Peaks, but now we're into all this other stuff, and it's great because there's great television, there's great films coming out. There's great. I can't even. It's just it keeps coming. It keeps.
It
I mean, there's
doesn't
not.
stop.
There's we're all busy constantly because writing stuff because it's just we're doing a horror icon series. What else? I have a favorites coming out soon that I just to say what I'm working on. I have a favorites coming out soon. It's the top favorite John Hughes characters.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm dating myself for that, peeps. Yeah.
That's really cool, though.
But yeah, John Hughes is definitely and I'm also opening up to it's not just directing. I'm going into his writing, so you have to if you want to pick some great characters, you have to go into the stuff he wrote too. So
that's cool.
So that'll be cool too. And we're doing our pop culture 25 years later. John Bernardi's helping out with that.
Oh my God,
which is cool because we're going into 1994 and we're going into music, comics, TV, what was playing and. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing.
What do you have all the time?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's like you just have a great team.
We have a great team. Yeah, it's the team. We are nothing without all of us in our little, as I call it, the land of misfit toys.
Yeah. So what's happening related to Twin Peaks here?
Well, there's something I wanted to get into with Ben.
Okay.
And you don't know anything about it.
No, I don't. I knew it was released, and I know I don't have a console anymore to play it on it, so it's not worth it for me to get it.
So for Record Store Day, season 2
What was
came
that,
out
2 weeks ago?
last Saturday.
Is it last Saturday?
Not this
Yeah,
past
so it was,
Saturday.
no, it was
What year
Saturday
is it?
before last.
Yeah.
What year is it?
What week is it?
It was released 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No. So it was
No.
like it was a Record Store Day, season 2 vinyl, which I didn't know about was coming out till that morning. So I rushed out and I had one copy at Newberry and I grabbed it. And there is
Where'd you go up to NoHo, Newberry?
no in Manchester.
Oh, I didn't know there was. Oh, that's right. There's
Manchester
one in
Mall.
Manchester. That's right.
So I got it. There's one copy. They only had one copy, and I was like, I would have got one for Ben. So there is a secret track at the very end. It's like a noise, just this weird noise, and David Lynch says a bunch of numbers, something about being in a booth. Then after that, there is a recording of a poem. Laura Palmer poem from what I read online. It's very hard to understand what is being said because the music's very loud over it. And then it ends. And I guess this appeared on the original soundtrack, but not at the end. You had to rewind it before track 1 played, and you'd get
As a CD.
on the CD.
Oh, and it would.
So it was a bonus track that was hidden before
Yes,
everything.
Well, because
Only not a lot of albums did that.
And I hate to say girls, but really a lot of women listened to her. Alanis Morissette had a hidden track on her original Jagged Little Pill that
Forgot about that.
you had to fast forward all the way, and then it would start, and you almost missed it because it would just dropped
Right.
with a note. It was
Right.
a cappella.
I
So
had
I can
that-
understand.
I had
I
that
can
album
understand that
too.
thing. Okay, I know. I mean, she was.
That was a great album.
It was very pro women anthem.
Yeah.
kind of
But you know what?
thing.
That Jagged Little Pill was so popular.
No, it was. It was a
I
really
think
good
every
album.
household got it
Yeah.
with a sample of Tide. You know, you got that in the mail.
Oh, I
Jagged
almost
Little
went
Pill.
toe to toe. An author recently, and who was a mom, wrote an article about how Jagged Little Pill really sucked, and that we just thought it was good. And I'm like,
What?
Are you kidding me? Like, where are you listening? Oh, she listened to it again now, and it didn't have the same resonance. I don't know what the hell you're talking about
Is it the
because it
25th
still does.
anniversary this
Yeah, it
year?
was. It was recently.
Yeah, but you know what? It holds a moment in time.
Well, it does, and it's
different.
nostalgia. And just
Yeah.
because it's not maybe the most pristine, recording, doesn't mean it's
Right.
not good. I
And
mean,
you don't want to yes, there's albums I listen to. I cannot go back and have that same feeling because I'm not that same person.
yeah,
But I
agree
can
with
I
that.
can remember. But I still
Except for
enjoy
Twin
it.
Peaks.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
talking about that hidden track, and you're
Yes.
talking about the booth. So that kind of went with DavidLynch.com when it was a membership.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
And in a membership, you would log in, and you'd have these sections of the website that was a telephone booth that you had to do the road where you had to dial each one and wait for it. So I believe that number that you got on the now it's a vinyl, you'd be able to put in the number in the booth and it would unlock a video. And
do you remember what the video? Because it does not exist now.
But that video probably is what you're hearing, Laura and stuff like that.
Oh.
I think there was at least one Laura secret where it's like, what is she looking at? Like it was just like Laura in the red room, and she was like looking around, and it was like I think it was just words questioning like, what does she see or something like that.
Interesting. So we're hearing what we would have saw on the webpage. Maybe.
I believe so. It would have been a flash player. Would have shown some video or something, but it was all the time. Like it was always these. You go to different areas and you'd unlock something new and get to see a new piece of something.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So did you get the
I-
soundtrack and you heard the numbers?
I never got the soundtrack. I still don't have the soundtrack to this day.
To season 2?
Really?
No. Out of everything I have, I don't know. I think it's hard to find on now to buy.
I mean, it's on iTunes.
Yes,
It's digitally. You
and I
can
have
get.
Twin Peaks Archive, which
Right,
is
it has it.
Has all. I think it has just about all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I probably have all the music in some other form.
All right, kids. For those who have seen it, the Flying Lotus Lynch video. What did we all think?
Yes.
What did we all think?
Yeah, Ben, did you end up watching it?
I did end up watching it. It's pretty
closer.
crazy. It's pretty weird, but that's what. Do we expect anything less from David Lynch?
Nope.
No.
No. Well, David Lynch didn't direct this. I mean, he was just asked to be in it.
That's true.
Yeah. He plays this wolf, guy who comes and tells these little children a story.
Yes.
And it's the Flying Lotus Lynch video. He's his face is projected onto this wolf face.
It's like,
Yes.
hello, Johnny. How are you today? Hello, Johnny. So it's,
Yes.
hello, David. How are you today?
That's great.
Yeah, he tells this really creepy story.
Yeah.
And
And the kids are just like, what?
But it really is there to promote the record that's coming out, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like a
that's
music-
the
it's like a
it's a
music
music video.
And the fact that we're talking about this because it's so strange, it helps
did its
do
job.
job. Yeah. Yeah.
I will get this album because I want to hear that track over and over again.
Yeah.
I think it works really well with the visuals though.
Yes.
And before we get into some
Some
Heated
more Lynch
discussion.
Stuff. Yes. Some heated.
we'll save
heated
that.
discussion.
We're gonna save it for last. Bickering Peaks. I didn't know about this. So
Oh, you didn't know about this? So
You
yes.
don't subscribe. You don't
I
follow
do.
them. As every time they come out with another.
Actually, I do
podcast.
because I realized I got a lot of prisoner stuff in my feed. I'm like, why do I have prisoner stuff?
Yeah,
But
'cause
I
they
have
did
to
do.
assume it's them.
Well, they did. Yeah, some of them. But they started a new
Is it
podcast. It's called The Bix. They changed their name, but they went from Twin Peaks to Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Oh,
But it's very cool. The first one is already out, and they explain a little bit more about Shakespeare and
Was
his
it
life.
yesterday?
And
I think we dropped it
Monday,
yesterday.
Monday, or no, what? Monday, because it was Shakespeare's birthday. They dropped it on
Yeah.
the 23rd. So yeah, no, you're right. Yesterday. I keep thinking Monday. Yesterday.
I don't know what day it is either.
what
What day is
what
it?
year is this?
What year is this? What day is it?
We have bad internet. This
We
is-
didn't
must be
even
the 90s.
drink yet. Jeez,
Oh,
last time we
no.
were drinking wine.
I know.
Yeah, so check it out, especially if you've wanted to learn about Shakespeare and like Aiden and Lindsay say, they're not experts at Shakespeare, but Lindsay is a teacher and Aiden has read a lot of his plays and watched some movies and stuff. But so it's very interesting. I'm into Shakespeare, so for me it was kind of exciting. It was like, yay!
I listened to it
It's
a little
awesome.
bit.
Yeah.
So, are they planning to go through every one's of his works? I mean,
37, I guess, of his plays they're going to go
Wow.
through. Yeah.
That's awesome.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
See, but I guess I'm a Shakespeare lightian. Like I've been in two shows. No, I've been in Midsummer Night's Dream, which is a comedy, which I love, and then I produced Winter's Tale. I was part of that, and then
Wow.
yeah, for when I did community theater.
Isn't it crazy to think how many Shakespeare has like influenced movies and shows and we don't even know it?
And wine.
And wine.
and why- yeah.
Pursued by Bear is a stage direction in a Shakespeare
Ah,
show.
isn't that
That's
cool?
how it comes from. It's
Very
it's
cool.
called Exit Pursued by Bear.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kyle MacLachlan, I have TiVo, so anytime he comes up, it just automatically records.
What was it, Hamlet?
It was Hamlet.
Yeah.
It's
He played a
great.
badass in Hamlet. He plays Claudius, yeah.
So I feel like it was like a week ago. All of a sudden, I saw like, what is this? And then it's like, oh, it's Hamlet. He did
Yeah.
Hamlet. and
Yeah,
stuff. And
with
that-
Ethan Hawke, yeah.
But it was a modern version.
Wow.
Of it. So
Yeah, he's in a leather
sitting-
jacket.
yeah,
He's kind of
yeah.
like he's like the detective, I guess you can call him, or whatever.
I don't even know
the
what year
police.
it was that he actually did that, but it was probably
90.
Yeah, it must have been the 90s.
3? No, hold on, let me look. This is why we have our phones.
Your
Hamlet.
internet works.
Yes, my internet works. Yes, yes.
after Twin Peaks. We know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome though. Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't.
he's-
It was just called Hamlet,
Just Hamlet, but it
or it was like
it
True Detective Hamlet,
No,
or
it was,
Law and Order Hamlet.
It was very serious. They were still Shakespearean, of course, and but it was in a modern setting in the city.
1990. Hold on, 1996. Hold on.
And Ethan Hawke was in it.
No, that's the one with Kenneth Branagh. Hold on. It's not the one I want.
1996.
It's got to be then. There was another one. Hold on. 1990 maybe? Come on. I don't want the 1980s.
People are yelling at us during listening to the show, going, "It was a '96."
No, I think it's
When we
90.
get to that other topic, the big topic, are you still gonna?
What? Come on.
Brian, are you gonna still include that clip, or are you over that now? Are you gonna mention about?
Oh, we can. We don't have to now.
All right.
Yeah.
Hamlet.
We put it in the beginning of that one.
Okay.
It
It
worked
was
out well.
Hamlet, right? I'm not. Yes, it was.
Unless
Hold
they
on.
call, I'm pretty sure they called it Hamlet. Unless it was Shakespeare.
2000. Hamlet 2000.
Oh, 2000.
There he
Wow.
is.
It was called Hamlet 2000.
No, it was Hamlet in
I was-
2000. There he is with
Yeah.
his tie and his long black jacket, a la Dale Cooper.
Yes, it was pretty good. It was
Yes.
Mr. C before.
Mr. C before. No, you know what's funny? He posted a thing the other day about the Flintstones and about the leather, and I'm like, yes, and it's Mr. C's origin story where
That's right.
where he takes over Rock Vegas.
It's so funny that he was in the Flintstones.
Cliff Vandercave.
Was it
Cliff
his name?
Vandercave was his name. Yeah.
Oh, so he wasn't even Stone. I thought he
No, it was Cliff Vandercave.
It sounds like such a Jerry Seinfeld name.
It's true.
I'm going back to Seinfeld. So we have 2 more things before we get into the heated debate of stuff. Ben, I know you wanted to talk about the master class. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I mean,
Are you a part of it, or did you
I
sign
did
up for it?
sign up for it and stuff like that. It's my birthday present to myself. There,
It's very good.
My
I like
wife
it.
got for me. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people are complaining that we already know this stuff because I mean, diehard David Lynch fans probably have heard him say about the ideas, how you catch ideas, and
Right.
about that. But he did a great job, and
Did you finish it?
I've been going all over the place, like skipping around.
Oh, all right.
It isn't that. I don't think it's that long. It's a few hours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't want it to ever end, but I think it's great, and if you really love Lynch, it's great to hear him say that.
Yeah.
What I think is extra special about this is I believe that, like, at some point, it is a class, so at some point you can record a video and ask some questions, and he will select some to respond to.
Is that coming up?
I think that is. He hasn't started it yet, but I mean, right now you can actually submit a question.
Are you going to submit one?
I'm thinking of submitting one about editing. Maybe something about like he edits. Some people edit by like with music. There's a whole philosophy on editing about when people blink. I mean, I'm just curious to know if there's a special style that he goes on. So I might.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool course. I recommend checking it out.
And
I mean, nothing beats just listening to Lynch. I mean, I could listen to Lynch all day.
Yeah.
On whatever he has to say.
And how long are how many videos? How long are they?
Yeah. So I have it right here. So there's 13 of them, and some of them aren't. I mean, I'm trying to think how on average how long they are.
Well, the
But
first one, I think, because Aaron posted a little something and it wasn't that long.
So maybe they might be like about 15 minutes each or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
That short?
I think so.
I thought some of them were longer than.
Here's a number. 8 is at 18. We have So I think there's some that are 18 minutes.
Okay.
But so let's say they're about around 15, 18 minutes
That's
long.
pretty
and
good.
There's 13 of them.
It's not even
so.
recording anymore. All right, and we're back for like the 15th time. Let's see if this works.
Oh my lord. Oh my Lanta.
And we lost all our viewers from
David.
before. Sorry.
Okay, we're
And this
back.
isn't our first
You got
time.
one person now.
Yay! Hi, one person.
That's me.
Oh, it's only Ben.
All
okay.
right.
Now
All
people are
right.
coming
All right,
back.
two. Okay, Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. It's Chris. We know Chris. We met him at the Twin Peaks Fest. All right. So we talked about
David Lynch Masterclass. You'll see it in the many recordings we have.
today's podcast will be posted on the podcast feed.
So, yeah.
So everything will be fine. Hi, Chris.
Okay.
All right, Ben. So what else?
The other thing is the Criterion channel.
Yes.
I got that Criterion channel.
Yeah, we're covering it for the site. We're
Oh,
gonna
you
start.
are?
Yeah, we're going to cover.
Oh,
I don't.
excellent.
We're covering some of the Lynch stuff, but we're going to cover a lot of the films that are getting put up there.
It's funny, when I was younger, I always wanted to have like a physical thing. I always wanted to have the Blu-ray with all the extras. And I get to the point where like I'm really happy for instant access to streaming. Like, they have a lot of David Lynch stuff. They have The Missing Pieces, Fire Walk with Me, Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Mulholland Drive, Dubland. I mean, they just got a lot of great content. They don't have all of David Lynch's library,
Right, but they have,
a bunch
quite
of
a
stuff.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend it to checking it out.
Very convenient.
Yeah, it's just convenient to have. The Missing Pieces is the thing that always intrigues me. It's like, oh, I can get that anywhere now. I could just.
Yeah. I mean, even when you buy a DVD nowadays, it comes with digital code. I use that digital code, and I can watch all my movies anywhere.
Yeah, everybody keeps recommending that, and I haven't done that yet.
That's the best
Yeah.
thing ever. Then you could just have the app on your phone anywhere and be like,
Right.
oh, and it has
Yeah.
all the it has all the bonuses
Oh,
on
good.
there.
Really, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So, all right, we're still going live. This is good. Good,
Yay!
Good sign. All right, so we a couple weeks ago we did our Lynch Madness episode, and I got two nice little messages which I want to read on today's show, and then afterwards we can have JC yell at us. So before we get into JC yelling at us, I want to read a YouTube comment from Bear Hustler. They wrote the Bear Hustler wrote, Lynch Madness. I love you guys, but you're wrong. Mulholland Drive is better than Lost Highway, no question. Don't get me started on Lost Highway versus Firewalk with Me as well.
Yeah, that was a dumb move. But anyway.
I just don't get Lost Highway. Brilliant bits, but for me, so many issues on every level. Great show, though, despite all the wrong decisions.
I love it from Bear Hustler on YouTube.
And then a longtime listener who emails us all the time, and Ben and myself, I always feel bad. We never write back to Jamie.
I write back to Jamie.
Once in a great while, we do.
Hi, Jamie.
But I want to say this real quick. Jamie wrote to us about that episode, writing, by the way, thanks to your film tournament episode, I finally saw one of the Lynch films that had eluded me, The Straight Story. It was great, and better yet, it's the first time I'm able to watch anything Lynch with my son, who is 11. Yeah. I think it's very special.
Yeah.
And when we did that episode, I think Joel Bacco said, would Straight Story make it to the very end and show people that this movie that a lot of people do not talk about,
right,
it would like expose it. And I said something like, it would be like #1 on iTunes because of our show or something like that.
He was trying to say I should have picked it just to make people more aware of it.
Right,
like, that should have been #1.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I remember.
He couldn't convince me of that. I could.
Yeah, but Mark O'Brien, you're back. Thanks for tuning in again. Hopefully.
Yeah, sorry. Now we should be able to be on. We should have started with my phone from the beginning.
I know. But yeah, I mean, it was a great time. We had a great time.
Yeah, you had a great time, except that you were all over the place. Screaming in my car at the podcast, going, "What is the matter with you guys?"
So tell us what you really thought, JC.
The funny thing is, if I hadn't been there and Brian had been there, most likely Firewalk with Me would have won. Like if you.
Well, at the end, I told you my picks, and Firewalk with Me would have been my contender. Yeah. But I mean, also I'm competing with 2 other people, so that's potentially.
You know what? It's funny because like I love Joel and I love Maya, so that's I've been on shows with them before, so it's there's a compadre is there, but and their points were valid in a lot of ways, except for Lost Highway.
Oh,
sorry. And don't get me wrong, I like Bill Pullman.
Everybody's getting you wrong right now.
Yeah, no, I just know. Mulholland Drive is a far superior movie.
Wow. See, we knew this was going to happen.
Far superior.
Yeah.
And even to go farther than that, Firewalk with Me should have won the whole thing. But regardless of that fact, but no, it should have been the last 2 should have been Mulholland Drive and Firewalk with Me, and then it could have went either.
What I'd like to do though is I'd love to have another show where we have another panel.
No, debate. Debate why and all the reasons why.
Like, Brian and I wouldn't be on it. We would just be
commentators.
But restructure this. I mean, I know why.
Well, it would be totally.
Or you
different.
could open it up. Now, if we're getting this to work now, we could open it up and say, okay, people, what
you could have instead of a bracket thing, you could do something completely different. You could just
like a poll.
I like the brackets though.
No, it wouldn't be bracket. It would just be Lynch fights. And you
I
guys
love
could
Lost
just
Highway.
you
A
could
lot
just
of levels to it. Love Mulholland, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys
no,
could
there
just,
is a lot of levels to Lost Highway. I don't doubt that. It's just
you guys can just debate, and then people can debate which one's better, back and forth, 3 rounds.
See, for me, it's. I think Mulholland Drive is more Lynchian, if that makes sense. Because of the way it was put. Really? No, because of the way it's put together. Because the first half was supposed to be the series, right?
Right.
And the second half was brought in when he made it a movie.
Yeah, these happy accidents that kind of...
Right. And you don't... And the key and the box and Silencio and the whole thing. And then to be the Pullman with I Am Dick Laurent and the whole thing or whatever.
Yeah,
or killed it.
I mean,
I don't know.
And then you're going into the darkness and you look into the mirror.
I know. I don't know. It's...
And it's my favorite film. I saw it twice the day it came out.
Oh, yeah, 3rd time's the charm. Yeah. No, I
know.
I don't... It's hard. And part of me thinks... You could say whatever. He cast Bill Pullman. I get it. But Bill Pullman and Kyle have a lot in common when it comes to some of the way they look at the time, and especially then. And it almost makes me feel like that Lost Highways was supposed to be a division of the, like, if you had, like, okay, Dune, and there was Blue Velvet, and there was Twin Peaks. I almost think that he may have wanted to approach him for that, but at the time Kyle was doing other things, didn't want to do, and then approached Bill Pullman.
Yeah,
I could totally see, because it's got that dark kind of, and Bill Pullman's got that darkness to him in a lot of ways. But then also, he's also Lone Star in Spaceballs. So
in behind the scenes, though, Lynch talks about the darkness Bill Pullman has and why he picked him.
yeah, I agree.
Right.
Oh,
Have you seen Sinner?
yeah, no, I didn't watch
you
the one
should
with
check
Jessica
it.
Biel. I know, yeah, he's
Oh,
supposed to be
good.
very great.
He's really good.
Mark just made a point. He says David's obsession with the Black Delilah case too. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Meaning what for Mulholland?
Yeah, probably. And for
everything.
for everything for Lost Highway.
It was the
OJ.
OJ.
It was OJ.
The OJ,
trial.
yeah.
He said he kept thinking about when you're that person who's killed your family or killed whoever.
Yeah.
You're sitting in jail. What do you think about? He's
Right.
like, how do you process that? And that was what that movie was about.
Right, because then he's processing from a different point of view and being a different person.
He-
No, I get
he's-
it.
But also, OJ changed the story, so he's convinced himself he wasn't the killer.
Right,
And
just
Bill
like-
Pullman,
just like-
yeah, what if I did? And then you have Bill Pullman, who's basically sitting in jail, creating this alter ego that
Right.
would have been the person.
But it's
Right.
also it's kind of like he seems like he feels like his wife doesn't love him and she's cheating on him. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, what if I was a younger man? Would she love me more?
Yes.
Right, right.
And
It's
you
almost
have-
like in his head. A lot of stuff, you could say what you want about David, but David definitely brings in a lot of dream theory into all his movies.
Yeah.
Every single one. Blue Velvet. And I'll even go as far as say I would have put Mulholland Drive against Blue Velvet. Was that what was what? No.
don't
Who was
remember.
it again? No, but that would have been a nice
Yeah.
competition too. That would have been a nice head on head because it's both films with a dream theory in it, I think. I mean, you could say
Right.
what you want till you, but
Mulholland Drive too, though. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mulholland Drive, yeah.
Highway, all of those.
yeah.
yeah, that and OJ, yeah.
So,
So-
there's mention in the news that Lost Highway is going to be on Blu-ray.
Yes, I saw that.
But there's a
But
caveat.
there's a caveat. I mean, I don't know. I think I could say this. That I asked Sabrina that, like, hey, I remember hearing that David Lynch was working on Lost Highway for
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, and she says no, that is not what the one David Lynch is working on. So
do not buy that one.
I mean, yeah, I
Do
might
not
buy-
support it.
I know. I want to buy them all, but
No.
it's strange though. Like I don't know why you haven't heard more about this, but I thought we were close.
So wait
to
a second. So he's not. It's not his edit. It's somebody else's.
Well, it's
working
the same-
on it.
it's
the
just
same.
some-
But it's just on Blu-ray.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
other company's putting it out. No,
Yeah, it
not
seems
Somebody
that
must
way.
have bought the rights to it then to
I
be
know,
able to
I
do
don't
that, right?
understand.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I know. I wish I had more information about that, but it
But-
doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
I wish I could say, is it not approved by David Lynch, or David Lynch is just doing his own version, or his
Well, a
own...
company could have probably bought the rights to put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And they, of course, it's money.
But it's all the other thing too. I was going to say about all Lynch's movies and how it's hard to like pick one like specifically is they always give you a bad guy that you end up feeling some sort of humanity towards. Do you know what I mean? Like even
Sure.
Frank.
Yeah, even Frank.
Like you feel like that scene where he's watching her sing and you could see him almost tearing up and with the material. Like for a split second, you're like, oh, he's having a real, true human hurt emotion. Like,
Yeah.
what happened to this man to get him to that psychosis kind of
Sure.
thing? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And and I think Jeffrey recognizes that, but it's also like it's the polar opposite of his dad. Like I think Blue Velvet is almost like a I won't say a metaphor, but it's like definitely like a father-son relationship and a mother-son relationship and how things get kind of skewed.
yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Mulholland Drive again is. When Lindsay and I did a whole series for 25 Years Later, well, we did a whole series, Learn Lynch, but I had not seen Mulholland Drive till last year? Last year.
Right. You talked about it on the show.
Right, yeah, that's right, I did. And I've now since watched it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And it really, to me, I think it's three major things in Mulholland Drive that make it appeal to me more than Lost Highway. And one is like the whole Hollywood archetype story about how when Betty comes and she's all excited and it almost to me shows like Lynch, the way that Lynch started when he started into film. It was about making the film and the
Yeah.
the pictures and the big ideas and the whole thing, and then getting slowly crushed throughout. And and the Italians, I hate to say it, the scene with Justin Theroux and the Italians to me is his kind of FU to Dino De Laurentiis, because he didn't have full control over
Right.
the Dune and the cut of Dune, which is
Yeah.
another question. It's weird. Lost Highways. I'm sorry. I'm just reading. Hi, Rob. Oh, I can definitely hear you now. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely. I think that's a definite kind of. And the guy in the glass box and the phone call and the whole thing. It's very much he was put in a certain situation that he chose that he didn't like, and he wanted to kind of say it in that way. So I really do think the story still is that, like, I don't necessarily. It could be like a before and after. Like, he likes to do things in kind of infinity loops.
Yes.
Now that we've seen the
That's
return,
true. That's true.
so it's almost like the bum is really like could been like a starlet that like failed and like is now like
Yeah.
in the depths of despair. And the reason she sends it after Betty is because she needs more, more of that energy to come to her to show that Hollywood just kind of chews you up and spits you out.
Right.
And I
Sucks
always
you dry.
thought as that was her worst fear, is that was what she
Was
was
what she was going to become? Is that
Right,
she this
right.
nobody that nobody sees that's behind a diner, like kind of thing.
Have you ever seen the actual original pilot? Have you got a chance?
We
to
have
No.
it. It's on our
We
YouTube
have.
page.
Well,
It's on YouTube. All right, I'll have to look at
But
it.
we have it. It's on our YouTube channel.
I didn't know they had the pilot.
I found it
Well, I already
online.
found it. Yeah.
But you,
Okay.
but for some reason, you can't watch
Okay,
it.
we're going to be like secret.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but you can't watch it.
You can't
Well,
watch it? Okay, so I can't watch
In the United
it.
States, it cannot, you can't,
can't watch it.
We'll get you.
We have it on our. We have it on our Google.
All right,
Drive.
we're going to cut that part out.
It's fine.
No, all
It's
right.
Can we
fine.
say that at some point we would love to cover?
We do want to. We do
we
want to
would like
watch
to
and
do
cover.
A show on,
Oh, I'll watch it and cover it with you.
yeah.
Even
All
if
right.
I'm not here sitting in the sea, I'll be somewhere in the
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
ether of the internet.
Yeah.
Our internet works.
Yeah.
in the inner workings of
I
the
know.
See, we should have done it from my phone
I
from the
know.
beginning. Next time we'll know.
Not my phone.
I
not
have
your
the better.
computer.
Yeah, I know.
What's up with this?
I have. Oh, I know. How many gigs do you have on your phone?
I don't know.
Oh, see, I have like the 250, the
No,
huge.
it's
250. I have
think I
like
have
360.
150.
Oh, I have like 250
Oh,
gigs.
wow.
Like I have the big thing because I always ran out because of pictures and
Well,
stuff.
who's
so I
your
did that.
carrier though?
Oh, AT&T.
Yeah.
Are you
there go.
Verizon?
No, I have Sprint.
Oh.
And they suck.
Down with Sprint. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they
I'm
suck.
just kidding.
And the internet sucks here too.
So
So.
you're just yeah.
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 That's probably
so
why.
so no. I mean,
AT&T is really good.
You can debate every Lynch film. You could even debate Dune as much as people are going to be like, Jen, what are you talking about? No, like Andrew won't watch Dune. He won't watch it. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Andrew Grievous.
But you know what? David Lynch did say he felt like a sellout.
You know what though? Here's the problem with that. They gave him the material. He did what he thought was good. They
Yeah.
wouldn't give him final cut.
But it's that's
And they
it's
put
just
it
not
together.
His movie.
And here's the problem: you took a book this big with lots of information and told them to cut it down in 2 hours. Now, had they said you could take this and cut it, I think if he was able to do what Denis Villeneuve is going to be, or Villeneuve, I always say his name wrong. Villeneuve
Yeah.
is going to do, which is going to be a couple of films. Then you'll be able to, give it justice.
Yeah.
Right.
My problem with the new film, and say what you want, Timothée Chalamet is a great actor when it comes to Call Me by Your Name and some of the
Yeah.
other stuff I've seen. He doesn't sell Paul to me. He doesn't.
Well, I guess
We'll
until
see.
we see it.
Until we see it. And
Yeah.
the other problem I have is I love Oscar Isaac to death. I think he's a great actor. I don't see him as Duke Leto. I just don't.
Really?
I don't. I don't know why. And it's funny. I had not a fight. I had a very good conversation with Richard Austin, who's on Twitter.
Right,
Because
from
he
Mulholland
wrote.
Drive.
Yeah, because he wrote.
Magician.
No, that's
it's-
Richard Green.
Oh, it's Richard Green.
No, there's another guy, Richard. He writes, and he wrote about the casting of as I was doing for the site, and he actually went back and forth with me about that because in my opinion piece I say I love him. He's Poe Dameron. I see him as that. I don't see him as Duke. I just don't. I like him very much as an actor. I just don't see it. I see Stellan Skarsgård as Harkonnen, Baron Harkonnen. I can even see Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho. You know what I
Really?
mean? Yeah, I can.
I
I think
can't.
that's why he shaved his beard.
Is he going to be?
He
in
is.
Dune?
He's Duncan Idaho.
Wow. You
You know what I mean?
He
But
did shave his
they
beard,
don't.
but-
They didn't announce Fade, so we don't know who that is. Rebecca Ferguson is. I'm sorry, Lynch Dune has grown on me over the years. I love the words and all. Yeah, that's what it is. You cannot watch Dune once and you will hate it. Immediately watching on first watch, you'd be like, I can't watch this.
I mean,
Then you
enjoyed
watch
my
it a
first
second time,
watch.
and then a third time, and
Yeah.
a fourth time. And now every time it's on, I have to watch it. Now, mind you, Kyle looks like a Disney prince in it, so that's not, too
Yes.
bad either.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. And you
The
got, and
ending
you
is
got
great.
Big
I love-
Ed, you got
Yeah.
you have him and Stilgar, and you have
I really enjoyed the last act of that film. I love
it's
them
not
getting
bad with
together
the fight.
and
with Gurney and
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought it was
Yeah,
really
I mean Sir
cool.
Patrick Stewart's in it. Come on, there's good,
yeah.
You got Alicia Witt before she was big. She was a little kid.
Right.
Yep.
And they were gonna make sequels to that.
I know.
movie,
They
too.
were.
But you know,
I don't know where they would go from that. And I've watched some of the deleted scenes too, and I don't know where you can go from that because there was a whole setup where, Paul ends up with Princess Aurelian because of the thing, and I don't know where that
Well,
would
they
have
based
went.
it on the next books that they
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, it's like you're in trouble when they give you a pamphlet when you walk into the theater, and you can't even read it, and it's like this key.
They did. They gave you a key. Oh,
Yes,
see, that's
there was
bad.
a key, and it told you what everything meant
Yeah.
in definitions.
And you're reading it in the dark.
Yeah.
You never have to read it in the dark before the movie starts, and you're like, what?
But it's become now a cult classic, and I think
Yes.
that's where it lives. I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of movies you could say that. You could say that about Rocky Horror Picture Show when it first came out. Richard O'Brien, people thought he was nuts. It was a musical. Then they had the live people in the audience, and
right,
I've been,
right.
at a couple shows where I was there throwing my toast and
So did
rice
I,
and
yep,
everything else,
yep.
and the water guns. You got that. And then you got. It was funny. We were talking today in one of our Slack channels, and Abby Sears, who's one of our new writers, brought up Repo the Genetic Opera. Do you know what Repo the Genetic Opera
I've heard
is?
of that. I've never seen it, though.
And
Who's in that?
it's Terrence Zdanich was the writer and stuff.
Okay.
Anthony Stewart Head Giles plays the Repo Man
Okay, yeah.
and a character, and Alexa Vega and Paris Hilton's in it. I know it.
I remember when it came out.
Yeah. It's very cult classic-y. It's very because it's got like music and but it's got an interesting premise. It talks about in the future everybody's like addicted to plastic surgery and like you can get like a new leg or a new pair of eyes or whatever, and they do this thing. But if you don't pay the company, they send the repo man to repo the organ, the parts.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's
so
like a
it's-
Black Mirror episode.
It's very and it's catchy. Like Steve Wandeling and I were there's a song in it called Zydrate Anatomy. It's about this drug that they give people and they're ready for surgery. It's like there's if you go on YouTube and type it in, it's very catchy. My sister got me into it.
Oh, I'll have to check
So I
it
ended
out.
up watching it. But it's dark, but it's definitely like again, it's a weird kind of twist. They also did the Devil's Carnival, which ended up being a musical about the devil.
Okay.
And stuff like it's a whole thing.
I
Yeah.
remember that movie came out right around the time you had The Spirit and 3000. All those movies.
All
I
those
think
movies.
I
It's
like
got to
that's-
feel like that, yeah.
like all
Kind of like with
CG
there's
style.
I won't say CG style because it's not like Sin City and stuff, but the colors are out there and it's got
Right.
kind of like a haze to it. Yeah,
Gotcha,
so it's
gotcha.
a little bit, yeah. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I do remember when that came out. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out because it's we started all talking about it today. Then I started searching some of this stuff. I'm like, this I forgot how it's good. But it's definitely it's like Lynch cult style kind of cult classic-y type.
Yeah. So I know we're gonna have to wrap it up shortly. Everything on the video, the podcast will be posted tonight with all the
stuff you missed while we were not live.
Yeah, we don't need that. So we'll still have our normal show out.
Yeah.
I guess we covered all topics, but I know you mentioned you wanted to ask what everybody was watching. That was one of your questions.
Yeah. What I mean,
we can end it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, right now, what am I watching? What am I not watching? I mean, it's like
Right.
besides like Paw Patrol and like
Patrol.
Dragons of Burke.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Dragons of Burke. I have to say, if you're a parent out there, I'm going to give you my little PSA. If you're a parent out there and you're looking for something where you won't rip your hair out, the How to Train Your Dragon series is.
Oh,
the
yeah,
How to
art.
Train.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you.
Is that Shirley?
Very funny. Loving the soundtrack, yes. No, it's the How You Train Your Dragon movies. You're a
Yes,
parent. Come
I
on, you
do.
know them.
I
Okay,
do
you know
know
the How
that.
You Train Your
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah,
movies.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so they have 1, 2, and 3 just came out, which is if you haven't seen 3, go see it. It's brilliant. But they had a series that ran after 1 and 2. I mean, they started a series. So there's dragons it was Dragons Something to the Edge, Race to the Edge, and then there was Dragon Riders of Burke. And so Universal Kids is re-airing the Dragon Riders of Burke, and they're actually good. They're like little mini movies of the thing, and the story continues and how they're saving dragons, and there's dragon hunters and stuff. But it's definitely, as a parent, like you're not like, you actually could sit down and watch and be like, oh, what happened to Hiccup? Like, oh,
Oh, Hiccup.
Did Stormfly and Astrid get the dragon? Like, you're totally into it. So
That's cool.
I am watching.
Are you watching any?
No, I'm watching grown-up shows too. Game of Thrones.
I'm watching Game of Thrones. I'm so
Laura's
excited.
covering it. If you want some interesting
Yeah.
Game of Thrones,
Really good
stuff.
episodes. This
I have
past
never
Sunday.
seen the show.
I know Ben's so behind.
I know.
Ben, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, no, you do. I mean, it's I binge watched the first season while I was pregnant with my son, and then I watched it, continuously, and then I kind of fell off, and but I would still keep up with it.
Yeah.
And even now, I'm getting HBO to go, but I've kind of pirating, watching.
Yeah,
No, to be able to watch this
Yeah.
season because I want to see what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
But and I'm following Laura's coverage. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like Ben. So years ago, all my friends watched Game of Thrones, and I never watched it, and I didn't have HBO. And everybody talked about it, and it was like season 4 or whatever,
Yeah.
5. And I knew, they talked about it, and I'm like, yeah. And I was visiting a friend. He's like, all my friends, you gotta watch it. You should
gotta
watch
watch
it.
it, yeah.
And, the last time I had so much hype was Breaking Bad. And then I watched Breaking Bad. I was like, holy hell, this
Yeah.
show is amazing.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I watched 5 episodes. I was like, it was pretty good. And
It's all right.
I get home. I tell my wife, I say, hey, we should watch it. I'll watch it. Tell me what you think. And if you don't like it, we won't watch it.
right.
We are 2 episodes in. We binge watched all 6 seasons. She was hooked.
Yeah.
We were literally 3 episodes a night. We got home. It was just like Game of Thrones.
crazy.
And then we are on
This
the
is
edge of our
life when
seat.
somebody doesn't have kids. and
Yes,
stuff,
I
you
know.
what
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm like watching on my thing. Oh, good, it came back. I'm watching on my phone at night, when I need to watch, very quietly because my son's been having some issues with not being able to sleep. So I'm like, all right, Mom will stay here till you fall asleep. Then I'll go to bed. And by that time, I'm still forget it. I'm just staying here. So I just watch what I watch and then, go to bed.
Yeah.
But no,
It's going to be a sad ending. I mean, this last week's episode was very heartfelt. I really enjoyed it. It was great to see all these characters together
and
for
not
the first
one
time.
person died. That's what Laura, and it's
know.
true
Well, they're
because after we watched
building
it,
up.
yeah,
They're
they're building up
building
to next week where everybody's
Right.
going to be decimated. There's no more Game of Thrones. It's going to be all
I know.
How many weeks are left? Like when?
4.
four episodes. They only did 6.
But
They
the
only-
last 2 episodes are 2 hour each.
yeah,
2 hours
they're
each.
2 hours.
But it's like this year is the ending of 3 franchises: Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and as tomorrow,
And Marvel,
Endgame
yeah.
with Marvel with this phase. So you have 3 major franchises all coming to a conclusion
Yeah.
in 1 year.
Yeah.
The most depressing year ever.
well,
the
Star Wars.
best.
Wait, but the Star Wars franchise isn't dying.
Yeah, but
Just
the
the
Skywalker
Skywalker saga
is
is
over.
going
Same
to
thing
be
with
over.
Avengers stuff. Marvel's not gonna.
Yeah, but people are gonna die, and they're not coming back.
Yeah, they're
You know what I'm
done.
saying?
They're done.
That's like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the first 10 years, the first 11 years, all these characters you follow, you're with, and now you got to get used to some new faces.
Yeah, yeah.
We kind of used to new faces. We're gonna have Spider-Man for a while.
Oh, yeah, I like
Captain
him.
Marvel and-
Yeah.
But I mean, we
They
could.
may not
always-
give him the whole script because he'll sell all those secrets, but
Yeah,
poor
yeah.
Tom Holland.
He always, he's the worst.
No, if you're looking for, I'm watching, and I did write about the pilot, and then decided I wanted to enjoy the show and not write about it, which is sometimes happens to some of our writers. Is Fosse Verdon. It's on
Never even heard.
FX. It's based on the book about Bob Fosse, who was a choreographer. He directed Cabaret, which was a movie. He directed Sweet Charity, which they made into a movie. He was a Broadway. He won Tonys. He's won Tonys, Emmys, the like. And his wife Gwen Verdon, who was really kind of the wind beneath his wings and kind of was his partner in crime. And she loved him to death, but he loved women, and so it's their story, and it's up and
cool.
down. But Michelle Williams as Gwen Verdon is,
Really good.
if she doesn't win the awards, like I said this about Kyle about Twin Peaks, but I'm going to go to the toe with this one. If she doesn't win all the awards for her portrayal of Gwen Verdon, I will be absolutely shocked. And Sam Rockwell plays Bob Fosse, and he does an excellent job too.
Yeah.
And our friend Deb Zoller was the head makeup artist on that. So yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, she was
awesome.
the head of the makeup, so that's really cool too. So yeah,
What are you watching, Ben?
I mean, one of the shows which you guys are covering is the Twilight Zone. I think
yeah.
that's great.
Will's covering that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's it going with that?
I think it's
It's
good. I mean, what's great about Twilight Zone is it kind of
Project Blue Book
does
he's in, yeah.
commentary. It does great commentary about our society. So it'll deal with
Yeah.
how does African Americans deal with our society? They live in fear every day, but they do it in a very clever way and stuff. Some people will think it's like Black Mirror, but I think it's in its own It's its own thing.
Which is good because Jordan Peele does it from Jordan Peele's thing.
Yeah, and he's great as the.
Well, he's just hosting it.
It's Rod Serling, yes.
Yeah.
But like he'll be in different. Yeah.
Martin was saying that Big Little Lies is coming out this year too, and it's going to end that too because it's something. Yeah, Big Little Lies.
It's the second year though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I don't think they'll go another one because they can't. And I think Martin's right. They can take the story from the first and expand it on the second one, but I don't think they can go past that.
Yeah, but you know who's on the cast this year?
Oh, Meryl Streep.
And you know she's going to win something. She'll be nominated and she'll win because that's Meryl Streep.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
I did start True Detective season 3 finally.
Finally,
we covered that. We covered that. Don't read the coverage until you.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm going into episode 3.
This is how it ends, Brian.
They all die.
Yes, they all die.
I think the makeup is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, the aging
acting
making. Oh,
is amazing.
My man Steve Dorff, who hadn't done anything in the longest time, and he's amazing in this.
He is amazing, so but his haircut makes me feel like they wanted Chris Pine and they couldn't get Chris Pine, so they got him. I'm like, he's playing a generic white guy. And I'm like, Chris Pine could have been this character. He's got the Chris Pine hair.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, oh,
the Chris Pine.
They were like, they wanted Chris Pine, but we got Steven Dorff. Well, but he's really good.
But Steven Dorff is really good.
He's really good.
Man, I knew he was good all the way back in The Gate.
Yes, The Gate.
Do you remember The Gate?
That movie scared
It was a horror movie. Oh no, it's a horror movie in the 80s.
He gets an eyeball in his hand.
And it was like all these little creatures come out of the gate.
It's the gate to hell, and it brings back the dead. So they throw their dog in there, and the dog comes back.
It's like Pet Cemetery, but not.
Yeah.
And they play records backwards, and you hear like saying, "Oh my god, that movie messed me up as a kid."
Yeah,
it was really creepy.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And the special effects are amazing.
Oh yeah.
And it's PG-13. I wasn't even.
That's true. Yeah, that is. See, some of those movies, like it's funny. Like I'm in the horror channel because of news and everything else, and we talk about different things. But they talk about some of these movies, and I'm like, that movie scarred me. Like Night of the Creeps. Somebody posted it was on Twitter, I think. Posted like the cover of the VHS. Like, remember VHS?
Yeah.
And it's a prom date, and he's got like his face is like all falling apart, like almost zombie-like. It's not grotesque, but the roses are there, and it shows it's like your prom date showed up late or shows up late, but at least he's dead, or it's something about being dead. And I'm just like, that movie like scarred me. It's about these little like alien slug-like creatures that go into your mouth and become a zombie, and you got to shoot the person in the head. And it was one of Joe Bob Briggs's Up All Night. Do you remember?
Yes.
So it's like some of this
Bob
stuff,
Briggs.
like it's bringing back memories. I'm like, oh, I don't want to remember that.
And kids now, like they don't want to see, like parents don't want to let them see something scary. Like Shazam, I felt like would have done more, but it got around that it was kind of scary for kids.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yes, scare kids, because we don't scare kids anymore. Like in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
I got scared all the time.
I agree with you. There's some stuff like I won't let Van watch it because it's stuff that's freaked me out. So I'm like, no, you're not watching this. But then and then you got Minecraft and Fortnite that's got this stuff that scares them with Enderman and stuff. And I'm just like, wait a sec, where am I? It's like I don't know.
They're obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy. And the parents are like, no, but kids love Five Nights at Freddy. And that scares the hell out of everybody.
Or what is it? There's another one, something stranger, something neighbor, dear neighbor.
Oh yes, you have to sneak in and the neighbor.
Oh my God! And I'm like, why would you do this to kids? Like, what is the matter with you? And then I'm like,
they love it.
But we had old classic vampire movies and
we had movies and they
have
have video games.
Yeah.
And
there's a difference.
I saw Shazam and I was like, if I had a kid, that's a great movie to take your kid to.
Right.
But there's a scene, there's 7.
All right, don't give it away.
The 7
Spoiler
deadly
things.
sins.
Yeah.
But there are some parts that are like, wow, that was a little dark.
A little too much, yeah.
Yeah. But it is a good film to take a kid to. It has a good moral story. I mean, it just, I don't know, relate to kids with their parents, I thought.
Right.
But I know word got around, it was a little scary.
So there you go. All right, but to wrap it up,
we gotta wrap it up.
Sorry, because Ben's got to go.
I gotta go.
I know, but this was a good show.
Except in pieces. So if you go to playback, you'll have the pod.
The whole pod is going up tonight, so you can listen to the whole show. We appreciate everybody all 5 of you or 10 of you or whatever. Next time we'll use JC's phone.
Yes.
Or we gotta hook up from the internet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, in a couple of months in the summertime when we can sit back with the little cocktails, and that won't matter if we're up or not.
I know, right? So, JC, where can people find you? What's going on?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm JCHotch726. Or you could find me via the Bookhouse Babes, because my Twitter handle for me is in the Bookhouse Babes. We're at the Bookhouse Babes, or at Bookhouse Babes, excuse me. And 25 Years Later site, I'm at You could go to @25yearslater site on Twitter. You could go to 25yearslatersite.com and click on team, and all our handles are there.
Cool.
So yeah, look out. I'm working on the John Hughes favorites. I'm working on a horror icon. I'm going to do Hitchcock.
Nice.
Because that's my type of horror. It's that suspense, like film noir type horror. And then, what
Do you
else
know
am I
what the
working on?
first one are you covering? All
No,
the
I'm going to
films?
cover Hitchcock as a horror icon altogether. So it's all his movies are brilliant. I
Will
mean,
you
I
also
can't.
include his TV show? Will you talk about
You know what? I thought about it. I have to see because I think I want to go more of a film angle, but we'll see. We'll see. It may be, but yeah. So you can find me there, and you can find me definitely at 25 Years Later site.
You know, Hitchcock, that movie with Anthony Hopkins.
Yes,
Was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and I mean, I have to like it because a lot of this stuff actually really happened.
Right.
I hate when
True
you.
story,
Yeah.
True story.
Sometimes they say that and nothing is true.
Yes.
I learned that the hard way with Bohemian
I
Rhapsody.
knew he was going to say that.
I lost so much.
There is stuff that's true about it.
Nothing.
Let's not get
The
into that.
last
We're
20
ending the
minutes.
show.
Last 20 minutes was the
See
only
you
thing
soon.
that actually
Bye,
happened.
everybody.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we can't do it. Time out.
right.
All right. So where can we find you guys?
All right. Twin Peaks Unwrapped. We can send us a message on Twitter, Twin Peaks Unwrapped. Like us on Facebook. You're already there if you're watching us now. Send us an angry email at twinpeaksunwrapped@gmail.com. We appreciate all the happy emails and comments we get. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and we're on
everywhere.
Podbean. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. Ben, any updates
time.
on Twitter?
Pretty
No
much.
time.
Yeah, he's
Let's
gotta
get
get
out
out
of
of
here.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you guys
Bye.
next in 2 weeks.
Hello. Booth 34. X5.